So we're here today with a Cheshire-born and based singer-songwriter who is set to take the UK country scene by storm. We're here with Jeorgia Rose, who is about to release her debut single as well and has teamed with a brand new music platform on the music video. So, hi, Jeorgia Rose, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Are you?
I'm great, thank you. So, I want to just chat a little bit about how you came to be where you are, how you came to the music industry, and how you found the type of music that you love. So, can you just tell us a bit about your development so far?
Yeah, so I've always loved music, like ever since I was young, and I'd always used to play it, and I used to play covers all the time. And it wasn't, well, I tried to write songs when I was 10, but it wasn't until I started to like really experience things myself. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and I started writing songs, and I was like, oh my God, these are like actually okay, like these are actually kind of good. Um, well, for my 14-year-old self anyway. And that was like the best thing for me because it was like I'd never found something that I was so passionate about where I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm so excited. And that was like the first thing that I ever felt like that passion for. And it was just, it was like, I can't even explain it. Like, everyone will know because everyone's got a passion for something. But it's like when you actually figure out like that, you have that passion for something, it's great. Like, ever since then, I've just been writing songs and trying to obviously get somewhere. Like obviously, even where I am right now is amazing. So yeah, I'm just so grateful for everything.
Brilliant. So who were your influences growing up then?
And my influences, well, my parents used to play Carrie Underwood all around the house, so that obviously had an impact on me. And Taylor Swift's obviously a massive influence. Like I know she's got an album coming out, that she's just announced out of
Yeah.
nowhere. So that's exciting. And then Casey Musgraves is a big one, but even not just country artists as well. Like I like a lot of artists that their lyrics just like inspire me. Like a lot of people that I don't have to like their music to understand their lyrics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing. And writing clever lyrics is like a really like big talent, I think. And it takes a lot of time that people wouldn't realize. But to actually like get your message across to like so many people and have it mean so many different things to so many different people is like an insane thing.
Yeah. Fantastic. And you mentioned you started songwriting when you were aged just 10.
Yes.
I mean, looking back at that now, what do you think of those songs today? You mentioned when you were 14, you still thought they were okay. Today,
Yeah, well,
what do you look at them and think?
yeah, well, I started writing when I was like 9, 10. It was definitely around that age. And then I actually used to write about like other things, like books I'd read about, or like I can't remember them now, but like I remember writing about books I'd read about or movies that I'd seen. But it was never like my actual point of view. It was just kind of throughout the story. I'd basically just rewrite the story in a song. Um, and yeah, now I look back, obviously, no one starts out with like, well, I guess some people do, but I guess no one really starts out with like, a hit song,
No.
especially at the age of like 9 or 10. But yeah, like when I look back at them now, it's they're probably not the best, but I think it all comes with growth, and you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And like, what's stopping you from writing a song? Like people always say, like, oh, I can't write songs or stuff like that, but it's like you can. It's like everything. Like it's a practice thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And when did you first actually start performing then?
Oh, I started. Oh my gosh. Well, I used to do dance and like perform in different ways, but actually performing music. Oh, probably not until I was probably about 15. And that was kind of like either gigs here and there or was literally just in school and like school concerts and stuff.
Yeah.
But everything helps, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
And what are your first memories of those gigs?
Oh my gosh, I remember being so nervous for my first ones, but now it's like if I hadn't done them, I'd feel like that now. So and it's performing's like my favorite thing. Like obviously I love writing songs and I love doing music, but performing's like the number one thing that I love to do. Because I think like really performing in front of people, like you can show your emotions so much more than when you're just by yourself. I don't know, that might be different for everyone. I'm sure it is, but for me anyway, that's how I feel. Um, but yeah, looking back now, I was so nervous at the start. I probably thought I did great at the time, but no, I was so nervous at the start. But it's definitely helped me grow, and I think the more you do it, obviously, the better you get.
Yeah, fantastic. And now you're on the verge of releasing your debut single. Can
I
you tell
am,
us a little
yes.
bit about that?
Yeah, it's an insane experience. I'm so excited. I'm also a little bit nervous, but that's natural. Like the excitement overrules it completely.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful that like at such a young age I actually can do this because I never thought. Well, I always believed in myself. I never thought like by 17 like I'd be releasing a single. Like that's just crazy to me. And yeah, I'm just so excited for everyone to hear it.
fantastic. What's the track about? It's for anyone that doesn't know. It's called "I Will Still Remember."
Yeah,
What's the track about?
it's basically about a summer romance, and you don't really know whether it's gonna end and you're never gonna see each other again, or it actually is gonna go somewhere. But I think the whole track is being like, well, even if you don't remember, like I still will. And yeah, it's I think a lot of it is about like living in the moment and not like thinking too much about the future because no one should really do that. And obviously in certain situations you have to, but I don't know. I think just taking it every day as it comes is really important, and obviously that's quite like a deep meaning. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's just something that I believe.
great. And for the track, you finished up writing with a Grammy Award winner, Famke Weidema. I always mispronounce it. Famke Wide name there. How did that come about?
Well, that was actually met through a guy that I know called Neil, and he's been like a massive help to me. Like he's basically like a mentor. And he kind of introduced me to her, and we would write songs. And she is just like the like sweetest person. Like she's just so kind, and like she gives the best advice, obviously, because she's been in the business. And Neil's obviously a massive help. Like I wouldn't know any of these people if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for him. So I'm so grateful. But yeah, it was a crazy experience. Like I remember when we first were going on that call, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm nervous. But it was so chill, and like the fact that I was even stressing about it is like so stupid to me now because of how like natural it just was and how like
Yeah.
natural everything went. But yeah, it was an insane experience.
And can you tell us about the actual creative process for the single then? How did it work between you?
Yeah, so this actual song was quite like for the first like kind of like 15, 20 minutes we knew what we wanted it to be about, but it was kind of like, oh, what should we do? Like, and it spent us like quite a while to actually think of what to do. But then it was like as soon as we got it, it was like instant like creative flow, and it's so much easier to write with other people. Like obviously sometimes it's not if it's like very very personal to you because you don't always want to share that with other people. But when you actually like have an idea and you like a complete concept of what you want to write about and you don't mind sharing that with other people, it's so much quicker and it's so much easier because you all want the same thing and you're all just like completely like bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, the creative process, like it took up like a few, like 15, 20 minutes to get into it. But as soon as it did, it was like, whoa, like it literally just flew by.
Yeah. And after the writing process, obviously then head into the studio. That must have
Yeah.
been nerve-wracking heading into the studio for the first time to record the track.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like obviously the instrumental was kind of like it wasn't complete, but the basis was there. And recording the oh my gosh, yeah, going into the studio, I just the thing is I think I get so nervous because I'm so scared of everyone, but it's like everyone is so nice. And I think that's literally the most important thing to just surround yourself by like the nicest people.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't always know people when you go into it, but the chances are they are going to be like friendly and nice and just so kind to you when you're literally starting out. Like they're bound to know you're going to be nervous. But yeah, as soon as I got over that nerves, which was literally like I don't know, probably like half an hour to an hour, I was like I just wanted to stay there for days. So like I wanted to do like a million tracks.
Brilliant. Can't drag you out of there. You must have plans to go back already then. Brilliant.
I know. Hopefully.
Fantastic. And you've also, I mean, you're breaking ground here as well in terms of the music video. You've teamed up with a brand new platform, Viktrs. Can you tell us a little bit about the platform and how it differs from others?
Yeah, so Viktrs is like a really, like when I was first being described about everything, it was like a whole new thing to me. Like I've never seen anything like this. And it's basically where the video will play and like the items that you're wearing or like things in the video will come up and you can see where to buy it from, and you can click on it, it takes you straight to the site to buy it from it. And it's like, I've never seen anything like that. And it's like, how many times have you thought, like, or looked at something and been like, oh, I want that, like, and stuff like that. Like, even though you might not realize it, everyone's done that, like, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's such a good platform, like, it's such a good idea. And like the fact that no one's thought of it sooner is just like crazy. Like, it's such a good idea, and I think everyone's going to love it so much. And you don't have to see everything come up as you watch it. Like if you turn your phone, like you can just watch the video. But yeah, like if you turn it like portrait like this, like everything will come up and you can see everything and see where to buy it. And I just think that's a really clever idea.
Yeah, I think one of the things that appeals to me most about it as well is it contains so much information about the creatives,
Exactly,
who are
yeah.
so often behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
it gives them a chance to get their name out there as well. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So how did the opportunity to work with Viktrs come about for you then? Because you're one of the first artists to work with them.
Yeah, so it was like this guy that again Neil's connected to, so I mean like he's been like the biggest help to me. He actually is like, he knew a guy that worked, like he was like second at the head of Warner Studios or something, and he's now moved on from that and is like going into more of like this kind of business. And he was like, when Neil mentioned me, like he didn't even know about this like app that he was creating, and that's when he was like, oh my gosh, like we could like launch that on our app for like the first time. And that's like, it was kind of like a weird thing to happen. Like it wasn't like they approached me directly or anything like that. It was kind of just like a spur of the moment, like, oh my gosh, like yeah, we could do that, like it's amazing. But obviously we had to chat a bit first and find out everything. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, you can do this. Like obviously we had a big chat before and everything, but yeah, like I couldn't even really tell you exactly how it came about because I don't even really remember. But it was just like, yeah, I'm just grateful. Right. I don't even know what else to say.
And the video shoot itself, how was that for you? Was that a great experience?
Oh yeah, definitely. That was another thing I was very nervous for. I honestly think I'm just nervous because I've never done it before. And which is again like something that everyone feels, I guess. But yeah, like as I was going in, I was so nervous, but everyone from Viktrs was there. Like obviously Neil was there, like makeup artists, everything. Everyone was literally the nicest and just so like respectful and just like, I don't know, like just made you feel like everything was fine, which they were going to do anyway. But I think when you go into something new, like you never really know how it's going to be. But everyone was so nice, and filming that video was so fun. And obviously me singing in my mirror at home, actually being able to like, I know it's not the same as performing, but being able to like shoot a video, yeah, it was just insane. And I've always wanted to do something like that.
Brilliant. And moving on from that, you are also set to do a live stream gig this weekend.
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
that's another thing that I'm very grateful for and excited for. I'm just excited for that. Like obviously I haven't like completely done it yet, but that is again like another amazing opportunity, and hopefully there'll be more to come in the future, and I'll be able to start live gigging and stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to do some festivals and that'd be really fun.
How do you prepare for the live stream show then? 'Cause, I mean, it's obviously vastly different from performing live in front of an audience. How
Oh
are you
yeah,
actually preparing
definitely.
mentally and in terms of preparation for the show itself?
Well, I guess even though it's completely different because obviously no one's like directly watching you like face to face, it's kind of just the same thing except for me being filmed, and it's like the camera is kind of the audience. Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and obviously every gig is like scary because you know you could like mess up that note or like I don't know, like mess something up, but it's not in the same way. I think it's just about mindset.
So, after the show, after you've released your single, what's next for you then?
Honestly, I think with everything going on right now, it's hard to say like exactly what's going to happen next, which is exactly the same for everyone. But yeah, I really want to get out and start gigging again and just doing some festivals. Like that would be really exciting for me. And yeah, just writing more music, hopefully releasing more music, maybe doing an EP at some point. Just there's a lot I want to do, but I don't have to do it all in one go.
Fantastic. Well, Georgia, thank you so much.
Oh no,
Fantastic,
thank you.
right, fantastic single. I will still remember is out tomorrow. Or by the time you're watching this video, it's out. So go and
Yeah.
stream it, go and download it, watch the video. It's absolutely fantastic. Georgia,
Oh,
thank you
thank
so much
you.
for your time.
Oh no, thank you.
Cheers.